Hi guys, have you noticed Laya that since Rafizi started his podcast, Khairy Jamaluddin's podcast has not been getting the same traction that it used to get. It used to be that many of the things that Khairy and his co-host Sharil will say in their Keluar Sekejap podcast will be picked up by the press Laya and given the same weight as the statement of ministers and politicians. But since Rafizi has come into the podcast scene, I think things have changed. It looks like the attention of the press has been diverted in the direction of Rafizi. These days, it's Rafizi Ramli and what he says in his podcast that is being picked up by the press. Not so much Khairy and his what Khairy and Sharil say in their Keluar Sekejap podcast. Now, I heard once upon a time ago that when Eddie Murphy burst into the scene, Richard Pryor was threatened and upset by Eddie's entrance, although outwardly Richard had a warm and cordial relationship with Eddie. That makes me wonder if Khairy is feeling the same way towards Rafizi. Now, the fact of the matter is, the public tends to pigeonhole personalities into categories, and in each categories they only have a space for a few personalities, sometimes just one personality to fit in into their attention. In America, during Richard Pryor's time and Eddie Murphy's time, for example, people only had space for one black stand-up comedian at one time. That is why when Eddie entered, it inevitably caused people to start to lose interest in Richard Pryor. The same way, I suppose the public only has enough space for one 40 or 50-year-old former minister who is critical of the government. And the fact that that person seems to be Rafizi today means that the interest that the public, the people have in Khairy, it will inevitably dim. If Khairy continues to be outshined by Rafizi in this way, then at some point he's going to have to ask the question what he's going to do next. He can't afford to forever be outshined by Rafizi like this. If he's outshined for a while, that is okay. Hopefully maybe he's outshined for a while, then maybe his podcast will pick up again, but I don't think so. I think Rafizi is going to be the guy that the people are going to look forward for critical views about the government for today onwards. But if he's outshined for a while, that's okay. Nobody can be expected to be at the top forever. But if Khairy keeps getting outshined like this, then people might just be conditioned to see him as being second to Rafizi. And if that were to happen, it might not bode well for Khairy to ever become the number one in the country. As we all know, Khairy wants to be the number one in the country. But if he keeps getting outshined by Rafizi like this, I'm not sure whether his ambition and aspirations will ever come true. In one way, we can understand why Khairy is hesitant to return to politics. When the way forward is unclear, it is better to preserve yourself and wait rather than just do all sort of things and lose focus or lose energy. It might be better to preserve yourself and wait. But like the Romans say, sometimes if you can't find a way, you should make one. I reckon that it might be time that if Khairy really can't find the way to the future, maybe he should think about making a way, because time certainly looks like it's running out for him. As it is, Nurul Izzah has already taken her position in PKR. I predict that once the Sabah election ends, she's going to helm the Sarawak campaign, and if she does well, and I think there is a good chance that she's going to do well, she will be in a prime position to replace Anwar after he steps down. Rafizi has been ousted by Nurul Izzah, but he looks like he has found a way to stay relevant through his podcast and being critical about the government on national issues. At the rate things are going, in 5-10 years time, what I foresee, I foresee that Nurul Izzah might become the next Prime Minister, while Rafizi might become Mr. Opposition. He might become the head of the opposition who will keep Nurul Izzah's government in check. As both Nurul Izzah and Rafizi increasingly look like they have found their footing, now the question that remains is what is Khairy going to do? Like, how is he going to be in this picture? If it looked like he was already in limbo previously, the fact that he's being outpaced by Nurul Izzah and outshined by Rafizi means that if Khairy continues to wait until he sees the way forward, he might be left behind by Nurul and Rafizi so much, as well as being left behind by other politicians like Akmal Saleh or maybe even Tengku Zafrul, that he might never be able to catch up to his competitors unless he does something to close the gap with his competitors in the very near future. How can he do that? Khairy obviously can't join PH. If he does, he will likely be at the number 2 position at best, and even that is suspect. Even Rafizi was pushed out from the number 2 position. So I seriously have doubt that Khairy will make any headway. If he joins PN, that's not going to work well for him too. He will be put in the position of a bird trying to compete with a fish in swimming. No matter how strong a bird Khairy is, he will never be able to outswim even an average size fish in PN. He can go back to Umno, but it looks like Umno's head Zahid Hamidi is not going to let Khairy in without being paid a pound of flesh. Zahid seems to be aware of Khairy's predicament and he seems to be relishing it. Before he lets Khairy back into Umno, it looks like he's going to make Khairy grovel and crush Khairy's ego. Ego or self-respect or self-esteem, whatever you want to call it. I feel that Zahid Hamidi is going to crush that in Khairy before he lets Khairy enter Umno. So if Khairy is looking for a way forward, I think he should just stop looking, swallow his pride and just grovel to Zahid like Zahid wants. He knows, Zahid knows, we all know that the only path available for Khairy to go forward is through Umno, and if Umno is the path forward that he wishes to take, he should stop hesitating, just grovel to Zahid ASAP. The general election, let us not forget, is not too far ahead. This is about just 2 years ahead. If Khairy does not have a platform to stand on by the next general election, he is not going to have a government or a party position until 2032. And if that were to come to pass, as sure as night follows the day, I'm pretty sure that he will drown in a sea of oblivion. Anybody knows what is going on with Rahim Tambit Chik or Kir Toyo? Do people even remember this name? I don't know what's going on with them. And I think most people don't even remember their name anymore. These were politicians who were once active in the public imagination. Then they lost their government and party position. And today, nobody even knows that they exist. If Khairy grovels to Zahid today, it might crush his ego, maybe even humiliate him in the public's eyes. Their egos actually recuperate surprisingly fast, provided that they are that you are able to gain in status, power and position. Public also has a very short attention span. Today they might see you as being humiliated or being shamed, but give them a month or two and then nobody will remember that you groveled your way back into Umno. But if Khairy's self-respect or self-esteem or ego, whatever you want to call it, is fiercely resisting his ambition to go up, to become the number 1 through Umno, then maybe you should make a move now, or as soon as possible to make his way. If he can't find his way, then he might need to make his way rather than continue to wait until a way forward shows up. In the packed political field in the country, it is indeed going to be difficult for Khairy to start a new political party. Making your way forward basically means starting your own political party. It might be difficult for Khairy to start his own political party and win the place in the heart and the mind of the people, but it is not impossible. He might succeed, at least succeed in a decent manner. Even if he doesn't become the top, he might maybe get a few MPs in the parliament. Also, other than making his way forward through his own platform. Maybe Khairy should do that. He should make his own way forward rather than wait until he can find a way forward. He should make the way forward, because this could be a chance from a good opportunity for him to prove himself. Khairy is already 50 plus years old. At this age, like, a man should really know what he is worth. When you look back at your life and ask yourself what you could have achieved on your own, without the backing of your family, without the backing of your in-laws, without the backing of your party, you should be able to answer to yourself convincingly. Not only do you need this for yourself, other people also need to see this in you, so that they can respect you, so that they can admire you, so that you will stand tall in their eyes. No matter how bright, no matter how handsome, persuasive, or educated, or suave you are, you are nothing more than a pretty and expensive boat that spent its life at harbor and was only taken out to sea by its owner in fair weather. If you never set out to sea to find yourself, if everything you are is attributed to your family, to your in-laws, to the organizations that you belong to, how are you going to respect yourself? If you cannot respect yourself, how can you expect anybody else to respect you? To respect yourself, as well as to earn the respect of others, people need to see your worth. You need to see your worth. To know your worth, you need to know what you are to yourself. You need to know your own worth. What is your worth without the backing of anything else, without the backing of your family or your friends or your party or your connections or whatever. You should know what you are able to achieve by yourself. Now, I'm actually quite interested to see whether Khairy has it in him to become somebody by himself. Of course, we all believe that he has the potential, but potential 50 years old, you can't just be a potential at 50 years old. So before we put our faith in Khairy and trust him to be the sort of person that we can count on to lead the country in the challenging times ahead, maybe it will be good for us to see whether what is Khairy's worth. We would like to see that. It will be good for us to see that before we can trust him or put our faith in him. So in a way, I do hope that Khairy really can't find a way forward. He will make a way forward. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, take care, guys. This is what I have for you in this episode. As always, stay safe, have a good day, and thank you for watching. Bye bye, guys.